Welcome to the Movie Zone YouTube channel. Today I brought you the action-adventure comedy movie Bad Boys.
Right now, check it out. It's hot.
Ride-or-die detectives Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett are shown racing through the streets of Miami at the beginning of the movie as they head to an event. When Marcus complains of feeling queasy, Mike gives him permission to quickly grab a ginger ale. Marcus orders a hot dog, Skittles, and ginger ale. Then a gunman breaks in to attempt to rob the establishment, but before Marcus can move the attacker's arm, Mike arrives and reprimands him for grabbing snacks. Mike then shoots the gunman in the leg. After that, the two head to Mike's wedding, where he is getting married to Christine, his physical therapist. Marcus's wife Teresa, daughter Megan, son-in-law Reggie, as well as Captain Rita Sakata, her boyfriend Adam Lockwood, the district attorney and prospective mayoral candidate, and MMO agents Kelly and Dorn, along with the daughter of the late Captain Howard, U.S. Marshal Judy, and her daughter Callie, Quinn Hemphill, are all joining them. Marcus passes out during the celebrations after a nearly fatal heart attack. Marcus finds himself on a beach where Howard is standing under a tree while his friends and family cry out for assistance. It's not his time, he informs Marcus as he approaches him. After a few weeks, Marcus awakens in the hospital with an exaggerated sense of confidence regarding his impending death and a renewed appreciation for life. When he gets home, Mike, Christine, and the rest of his family are jubilant at his return. However, Marcus is irritated to discover that Teresa has eliminated all of his snacks in an attempt to start him on a nutritious diet. In another part of Miami, a cartel banker meets with Dane, a former DEA agent, and instructs him to transfer money to an account that is registered in Captain Howard's name. Following the completion of the procedure, McGrath orders one of his henchmen to shoot the banker's bodyguard. The banker's girlfriend then holds the gun and shoots both the banker and herself. Before long, word spreads that Howard is being set up for a post-mortem coup due to his connections to cartels. Mike and Marcus go to the station to face the administrators who think Howard is a crook. Judy enters the scene in an attempt to become involved in the case and makes a promise to Mike that she will murder Armando if she ever comes across him as payback for him killing her father. Upon seeing Armando in prison, Mike and Marcus discover that Howard was singled out following the elimination of his prior victims as a result of Howard's efforts to expose the cartels. He can recognize McGrath since he worked with Armando's mother, even though he couldn't recall his name. McGrath and his henchmen attempt to carry out their mission, but when they attempt to breach Howard's accounts, they set off a failsafe that allows Mike and Marcus to receive video communications from Howard. In it, he clarifies that if he is dead, he knows they are keeping an eye on this, and that they are baiting him to be the fall guy for something that happened more than 20 years ago. Howard instructs the two to pursue the Coke bottle giant, who happens to be Fletcher, a previous informant of his. In an attempt to speak with Fletcher, Mike and Marcus travel to his club. Although he is aware that they are there on Howard's behalf, McGrath shoots Fletcher in the head while Marcus is already pointing a gun at him in an attempt to get him to talk, before he can tell the two what they want to know. Mike and Marcus are being pursued by his shooters while McGrath moves away from them. Mike has a panic episode in the midst of the gunfire. Before Rita and her officers arrive, the shooters make their getaway. Marcus tries to tell Mike that Howard has given them a lead, but Mike stops him. The boys then bring pictures and security footage to Kelly and Dorn, who assist in deciphering a scan code that holds another Howard message. He goes on to say that he kept Mike and Marcus out of his cartel case because two other investigators were assigned to it and were slain. Howard alerts the lads to the fact that there are cartel members who are employed by the FBI and police. Armando gets attacked in prison by thugs McGrath dispatched from within. Mike argues that Armando should be flown in a helicopter. Regretfully, before McGrath chops his throat, he and his henchmen have already taken control of the chopper and made the pilot frame Mike and Marcus in a distress call. McGrath abandons the helicopter to descend and flees with a few of his friends. While trying to stop Armando from flying out of the open hatchback, Mike and Marcus engage in combat with the other guys. Following his release, Armando assists them in landing safely in a lake. Mike, Marcus, and Armando are all listed as wanted fugitives after authorities examine the crash site and discover the distress message. McGrath also posts a sizable bounty on their heads, appealing to every Miami mobster. Though Marcus views this as a chance for Mike to spend quality time with his son, Mike and Marcus are just concerned in getting their identities cleared and don't care to connect with Armando. When they stumble onto a trailer park, they attempt to rob several rednecks of their clothing, but Armando finds them, holds them at gunpoint, and hotwires a truck to drive them out of the area. Once they've returned to Miami, the truck breaks down. In return for weapons, clothing, and a car, Mike contacts Tabitha, one of his contacts, and they arrange to meet at her club. Upon their arrival, Tabitha appears to be helpful, but her true intention is to delay until more gang members can enter and bring the three out for the bounty. As they are being escorted outdoors, rival gang members, including DJ Khaled's Manny the Butcher, arrive to shoot the hostage gang members. Manny wants revenge on Mike for breaking his hand with a meat hammer. Manny's dreams are dashed as the guys smash him into another car with a van and throw a Molotov cocktail at him. The three take off and open fire on the approaching thugs, but Judy follows after and tries to shoot Armando. Then the van's engine catches fire and blows up, forcing the three to jump out of it. Upon arriving at Dorn's residence, Mike, Marcus, and Armando discover that he is having an affair with Kelly. They agree to assist Mike and Marcus in sorting through a ton of evidence so that Armando may identify McGrath, even though they are not too thrilled about aiding Armando. When they locate him on security tape, they finally make progress. When Dorn looks into McGrath's past, she discovers that the cartel kidnapped him and his group, and that he gave them up after being tortured, leaving him the only one who survived. Mike gets in touch with Rita and informs her of McGrath. Shortly after, the men discover via Dorn's security cameras in each of their homes that McGrath has dispatched men to retrieve Christine and Marcus's family. Marcus contacts Reggie and alerts him to the impending threat while Mike attempts to get in touch with Christine. While he grabs his gun and uses his combat and guns talents to take down 15 goons and keep the family safe, Reggie hides Teresa, Megan, and little Marcus. Callie, in the meantime, pays Christine a visit and offers to assist in establishing Mike and Marcus's innocence. But McGrath's henchmen have already gained in, reaching out to Mike. McGrath offers him the assurance that if he turns over Armando and all of Howard's evidence, he will return Christine and Callie undamaged. Mike has another approach because he knows who has been giving McGrath information about Armando's movements, even if Armando is eager to turn himself in. While Rita is with Lockwood, Mike gives her another call to let her know. He insisted on accompanying her when she told him she was heading to the station. Rita gives her confirmation that Lockwood is collaborating with McGrath as they descend the elevator. Lockwood makes an effort to murder her, but Kelly and Dorn stop him in their tracks. They manage to persuade Lockwood to speak for a sufficient amount of time, reveal his true intentions, and have Mike pretend to be Lockwood in order to arrange a meeting with McGrath. Mike assures Dorn, Rita, Kelly, Marcus, Armando, and Kelly that they are the only people in each other's current circle of trust. A former alligator park, rumored to be the home of a massive albino alligator named Duke, is where the heroes arrange to meet the criminals. When the jet that is supposed to take McGrath, Christine, and Callie out arrives, Mike begins to experience another panic attack and worries that he may hit Christine. Then, the gators in the water begin to approach Armando's position, giving McGrath a hint that someone is around. Armando fires at the goon before he can fall into the water and be eaten by the gators before even one goon can see him. While Lockwood tries to flee, Mike pursues Christine and McGrath. McGrath's guys and the others get into a shootout. Rita shoots down Lockwood's attempt to take control of the aircraft and causes it to crash into the building. When Lockwood tries to shoot Rita after shooting Dorn in the arm, she throws him into a pit that also happens to be home to Duke, turning Lockwood into his supper. As this is going on, Armando protects Callie from McGrath's other thugs, eliminating them before escorting her to safety. Mike breaks out of his panic attack at the same moment as he sees his own vision of Captain Howard, telling him to forgive himself for believing that Howard's death was his responsibility. When Marcus finds himself on the beach he saw in his vision, McGrath is there to intercept him. When Mike reaches them, McGrath gives him the option of killing Marcus or Christine. To obtain a clear shot at McGrath, Mike shoots Marcus in his vest. He then fills McGrath with lead before blowing his head off. After that, Judy locates Armando and gets ready to put him to death, but Callie intervenes and informs Judy that he saved her life. Mike assists Armando in finding a way out once Judy gives in and lets him leave. As police arrive at the scene of the crime and apprehend McGrath's remaining thugs, news reports claim that Howard has been found not guilty. Mike, Marcus, and their families get together for a cookout in the park. Reggie delivers his chicken and asks if he may grill while Mike and Marcus fight over who gets to cook what on the grill. After chuckling at him for a while, the bad boys decide to back off this time after recalling that Reggie killed McGrath's goons and spared the family. Then Reggie smiles contentedly. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.